Hello, everyone. I hope you have some energy left in you because right now we are going to discover some very powerful tools to boost and help you find your perfect balance. To begin, I would like to share some very personal story that I've never told in public before. So, 3 years into my career, I was a chief medical officer at a very successful private clinic. I was one of the top plastic surgeons in Moscow, performing 5-6 surgeries a day and being pretty happy about my life and myself in general, until I wasn't. Very suddenly, one day, I discovered that I became very stressed, very depressed, and demotivated. I even felt that I stopped loving what I loved doing the most. So I stopped, and my phone was ringing 24/7. I was feeling constantly overtired, and all I wanted to do is to actually run away, hide, and start all over again. So I did. I canceled all the surgeries this year. I rescheduled everything and just quit my job. What I wanted to do is to go to the very beginning and refine myself, find the answer to the question who I was and what I really wanted to do in life. So the next 3 months were absolutely perfect. I did everything I never really had time to do before. I went and traveled around the world with my husband. I booked literature course. I went to cinematography course. I danced almost every day, performed on stage, met all my friends for coffee, read all the books from my list. And then by the end of the 3rd month, I finally found the answer to my question. I was, in fact, a plastic surgeon, and quite a brilliant one. I really loved my job. I was very passionate about it, and I had what it took in me. So my mistake was actually not the wrong choice. My mistake was the wrong execution. So what I was dealing with is actually a severe case of a burnout. And I'm sure, even though I don't see you right now, I know that there are quite a few future doctors in this room, and you know better than anyone else that once you have a proper diagnosis in place, you are very likely to find a suitable treatment. So, I would like to share with you how to use weaknesses, problems, and challenges in your life to build all over and become a stronger human being and walk the pathway through a more balanced living. To start, this is my first piece of advice. Please remember that there is never one perfect solution, never one perfect strategy that works for all. I'm going to simply tell you the most powerful tools that certainly worked for me, and I hope that will help you as well. So first of all, we need to discover ourselves. We need to know who we are, and we need to meticulously assess our own personality to know where we stand today and where we want to get. To help you do this, we just need to answer the 3 simple questions. First of all, what is your superpower? You all have that. And most probably, it's not just one. Maybe you're the best one on the planet to make coffee. Maybe all your friends always tell you all their secrets in the first second they meet you. Or maybe you're the best one in class in math or psychology. Whatever it is, identify it, and then build your life around it to put yourself in the best position to succeed and strive. Second one, And yes, I understand this one is a bit harder and undeniably less fun to know your dark side. But actually, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your dark side, not just denying it, not running away from it, but simply accepting it as a part of your personality, as a part of your own self, can be even more powerful than knowing your strengths. Facing the challenges of overcoming your weaknesses can put you on the right pathway to growing into your real self. This strong, confident human being who knows what he or she wants and knows how to get it, but at the same time is filled with respect, with harmony, and kindness. So let me go back to my weaknesses and to my burnout story. What led to this? What weaknesses did I have and didn't know about them? First of all, I was taking everything too close to my heart. Every complication that I had, a little bit unhappy patient, which happened very rarely, I thought it was my personal failure and simply bad performance. Number two, I couldn't accept the fact that I just couldn't leave my work at work. I cannot switch my phone off and disconnect from the reality and just have my personal life. I just can't afford this because if there's ever an emergency, I need to be fully in to help my patient. And number three, not having enough rest never leads us in the right direction. Now let me share with you what I did to use those problems and weaknesses and grow. I identified that probably it's going to take me much longer to do it on my own, so I found a professional, a fantastic specialist who had an extensive experience working with doctors. With her help, I did eventually accept the fact that complications and dealing with complications is a very natural part of any surgeon's life. And instead of dwelling upon this, what I did was focusing on minimizing the risk of complications. I hired the best team possible. I implemented very high professional standards. I analyzed all the data meticulously, and all of those actions brought me to where I am today. I have very high patient satisfaction rates and minimally possible complication risks. That is how I use my weaknesses to build my strengths. And of course, I devised my personal, high-quality rest system that I'm going to talk about later. And the third part, of course, we need to know what we want. What actually deserves our time? Yet again, my example. There are usually three aspects of our lives that we are trying to find balances. And this is, of course, work, relationships, and some me time that is also crucially important. And please remember that discovering yourself is not a destination. It is a journey, and a very enjoyable one. So, let us move to action. How to create your almost perfectly good balance in life. First and foremost, we need right now to take the full responsibility for your life. Nothing that's happening to you today is your parents, your friends, your families, your teachers, your president's fault. It's not. Nothing in your past or in your present is connected to anyone else but yourself. So claim the full responsibility for your life right now and the full rights to it. What helps me enormously to do and have and find time for everything I love, well, almost everything, and not everything at the same time, certainly, but almost everything I want, is being realistic and strategic about my schedule. What I do is make plans for the week, for the month, and do my best to follow them, and I'm not lazy to go back and reassess them if something doesn't work. And there are a lot of tips on how to implement good habits in our lives, but this one, being consistent, is probably one of the most important ones. For me, as I've noticed, I tend to adhere better to all my plans if my morning starts right. I always wake up early, I do my morning routine, I always work out, even if I'm very, very, very tired, and that happens sometimes. I prefer to do a 15-minute workout than just don't show up to the gym. Then it becomes more and more hard to stick to your plan and, of course, achieve your goals. One more important thing is, of course, have a good rest. How many times and how often do we put all our effort to planning our work, but we don't put enough effort and time in planning our rest? And this might need even more planning and is certainly an acquirable skill to have a very high quality rest, to put you in the best possible situation and to be very productive in your life. So please remember that it's always your personal responsibility, and what I tell myself every day, that is my responsibility to be very productive and well-rested, to provide the best care and provide full safety for my patients. One more very powerful tool to save your time and use it as efficiently as possible is to surround yourself with professionals. I'll give you one more example. It's very important for me to be dressed properly for any occasion. And at some point, I identified that it's taking me much more time than I would love to get dressed, to choose my outfits, etc. So I started working with a professional stylist who structured my wardrobe, and I always have any outfit I need for any occasion right there for me, and I don't waste any time for that anymore. Be flexible. Please remember there are 26 letters only in English alphabet. What does this mean? If plan A doesn't work, there's always plan B and W. I remember reading about Thomas Edison, who, as you know, invented the lamp, and they're saying that he was supposed to say that before he invented the lamp, he invented 1,000 options of how not to invent it. Even if he doesn't say so realistically, this is a very good guide to and motto for our lives. If something fails you today, if you feel that you didn't accomplish something you really wanted today, go to bed, wake up, and try again, and again, and again, and again, until eventually you achieve your goal. Be fearless. What does this mean? It means that crises, problems, challenges are actually our best friends. Going through a crisis can teach you a lot of things and can put you in the best position to win in life, to become a stronger human being and never be afraid of anything that's waiting ahead for you. And of course, it's a big source of endless opportunities overcoming your challenges. Most importantly, please be kind. First of all, be kind to others. Please do not engage in any kind of gossiping and criticizing others. Instead, focus on your own self. This is the biggest and the most important investment you can make for yourself. And of course, be kind to yourself. Never always understand that whatever happens, not everything goes according to the plan. And that's okay. Because we have to keep in mind that among all, We are all human beings and we are allowed to make mistakes. All that matters is, are we capable to fix them? So to go forward, I hope that you found my speech helpful and you're going to enjoy this extraordinary journey of finding your perfect balance. Thank you for having me today.